All right, hello everybody. Meteorologist Andrew Wilson here. Give you a little bit of an update on what we have going on out there today. You'll notice there's a change in the air. It does not feel like it did this time yesterday morning where we had that warm and humid weather with a lot of cloud cover. A lot of cooler weather has started to make its way in behind a cold front that passed through this morning, and much more on the dry side. So let's take a look outside. Northwest San Antonio. Starting to see the cloud cover break up just a little bit. We're going to see some more blue sky later this afternoon. Not too bad of a look there. That's looking towards downtown. You see downtown right in the middle of your screen. Take a look out towards North San Antonio, closer towards the airport. 71 degrees, not a bad look there. And then Calaveras Lake looking off towards the northwest, seeing a few more peaks of blue sky here and there. Not too bad by any means. Now, the unfortunate part of this is that we have had a little bit of a spike in our allergens. You're going to notice that today. Maybe sneezing a little bit, maybe having a little bit of a runny nose. Mold is at a heavy level, ragweed at a medium, fall elm coming in at a light level. The aquifer doing okay, down about nearly half of a foot since this time yesterday, but the 10-day average still holding at 663.8, above 660. Just remember, stage 1 water restrictions may still be in the next couple of days until SAWS and then also city officials come together and have those lifted. So let's take a look at what the radar is showing. No rain out there for us at least. Look further to the south down towards Corpus Christi. They're seeing a little bit of shower activity. That cold front kind of still draped across the region, has already passed through our neck of the woods. Now it's probably right through here, maybe even a little bit further down towards the southeast. But you see there, that's where the cold front is and the cooler air settling in behind it. It's cooler, it's drier, and it's going to be very much on the windy side today. 64 right now in Fredericksburg, 61 in Rock Springs, 71 in San Antonio, 74 in George West. Pretty nice conditions out there right now. 43 is the dew point in San Antonio. Compared to the 70s we had yesterday, we went from feeling tropical to very dry. 39-degree dew points in Rock Springs. You know, this is the kind of weather where you open up the window in your house or apartment and you just kind of let the nice cooler air filter in, windows down when you're driving down the road there in your car. It's going to be beautiful weather today for that. We do have a wind advisory in place for today just because of how windy it will be. Winds could be anywhere between 20 and 30 miles per hour. Gusts could be up to 45 miles per hour. This is what the winds are doing right now here across South Texas. Notice that we have some up to 24 mile per hour winds in Bernie, Seguin. You see 18 mile per hour winds in Rock Springs and Fredericksburg. San Marcos is at 21. All that wind coming out of the north, bringing the cooler and drier air. So future clouds and radar shows today that we'll see the cloud cover eventually break up a bit. Partly cloudy to mostly clear sky this afternoon. Temperatures rising only into the upper 70s to near 80-degree mark. Going to be pretty nice out there. Tonight, it's going to get downright chilly. Temperatures down to the 40s in the hill country. We're going to have temperatures in the lower to mid 50s, closer to San Antonio. And you see it's going to be very much on the cool side. You're not going to have to be running that air conditioner at all this evening with how cool it's going to be. Tomorrow afternoon, we will warm up nicely, though, and we're going to have temperatures rise into the lower to mid 80s. I see a good question coming in from Matt. He wants to know, will it be windy tomorrow? The answer is not as much. We're still going to have about 10 to 15 mile per hour winds, but definitely nothing compared to what we have today. It's going to be much calmer winds as we make our way throughout tomorrow. I hope that answers your question. Kind of closer towards 10 mile per hour winds as we make our way throughout Tuesday compared to this 20 to 30 mile per hour winds we have today. See your question about any rain. The answer is not really. It's looking like it's going to be dry. Tuesday, temperatures up to the 80s, lots of sunshine as we head into Wednesday too. Notice we start with the day in the 50s again, then we'll rise into the 80s for Wednesday afternoon. Here's a look at that rainfall forecast. That's why I wanted to bump ahead a little bit there before I answer that question fully. The answer is no rain over the next 7 days, really, guys. We're expecting maybe about a trace closer on towards Cuero, Gonzales, Victoria, but it is going to be very dry the next 7 days. Today would be the perfect day to maybe go out and wash the car, maybe a little bit after the wind is done because the wind's blowing around all sorts of stuff in the air and pollen and allergens and stuff. So maybe even later today, closer towards sunset when the wind starts to calm down a little bit. In the next few days, we're going to get a ton of sunshine out there. Should be great weather to maybe just kind of cruise around town and enjoy some of the nice weather here that we're having in South Texas. So we have had a bit of a drought here this year. We need some rainfall. It's just we're not seeing it over the next 7 days. Extreme drought expected to continue in Uvalde, stretching down through Carrizo Springs and getting closer on towards Crystal City. So just be ready for that drought monitor to likely show some worsened conditions by the time we get to Thursday. Remember that updates every Thursday. Here's a look at the forecast for the next 7 days. Lows in the 60s and 50s, highs in the 70s and 80s. Not a bad week ahead of us. You got to love it whenever we get the cooler conditions in. Here's the great thing, too. Wednesday, you may see a high of 89, Thursday, high of 88, but it's still going to be drier, not as humid. So that means that it's going to be a comfortable 89 and 88 degrees. Not too bad. We'll start to see the humidity creep up there, creep up there a little bit by the time we head into Saturday and Sunday. You see the winds turning more out of the south, southeast, and that's going to bring in more moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, leading to the climb in humidity. Here's a look at the next 8 to 14 days. This is beyond the 7-day forecast. Remember, we're only looking at day 8 through day 14. It looks like the abnormally dry conditions, below average rainfall, is expected to continue for our region past what we have this week. So dry weather expected to continue, and then the around average temperatures, if they're in the mid to upper 80s for highs, and then mid to upper 60s for lows, that's average for this time of year. Looks like that will continue past this week and into next week as well. Here's your Lone Star 3-day forecast too. Notice that not just us today going to be windy. It's going to be our neighbors too. The I-35 corridor looking like a lot of wind over this afternoon. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s to 80s for highs. If you're down towards Corpus Christi, may hit 81. Fun beach day there. Just you may want to check on the rip currents down by the water. Tuesday and Wednesday going to be clear all across the state. Just gorgeous weather. Maybe check out some of our Texas state parks, which jumps us into our next graphic here. Notice that Enchanted Rock expected to have 50s for tomorrow morning, rising into the 70s. Enchanted Rock would not be a fun place to be today unless you wanted to kind of get fly through the air off the ride, basically. If you've ever been up there, you know it gets very much on the windy side just on a regular day. Today, it's probably very breezy at the top. Tomorrow, not as windy. It's going to be very cool in the morning, especially some of these state parks that we have in the hill country, starting off the day in the 50s. Some of them may even start off in the 40s. And then we'll see the temperatures rise into the 70s to 80s as we head into the afternoon. So guys, I hope you can get out and have a wonderful day. Here's a look at the temperatures. It's almost 11 o'clock, and we still got a lot of 60s on the board. It's going to be a nice, cool day. Get out, try to get out, walk around a little bit, enjoy the cooler weather. It's been a while since we've had some weather this nice outside, thanks to this cold front. So get out, enjoy it. I hope you have a wonderful Monday all across the region. We're, of course, going to continue to keep you updated on everything right here at KENS 5. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, the KENS 5 app. If you don't have that, be sure to download it, as well as we're live on KENS5.com. And then, of course, we're going to keep you updated on KENS 5 CBS. Be sure to tune in throughout the day. We've got newscasts at noon, 4, 5, 6, and 10 today. I'm going to be on at noon, filling in for meteorologist Stacia Wilson, who's taking the rest of the day off today. So be sure to tune in at noon. I'll be on. And then Weather Chief Bill Taylor on at 4, 5, 6, and 10 this afternoon, giving the latest update to the forecast and what we can expect out there. You know, I also want to show one more thing. It's a graphic that I meant to show earlier on. We aren't done with hurricane season just yet. We have a low chance for tropical development just east of the Yucatan Peninsula in the very western Caribbean Sea. We're going to be watching that area kind of meander around down there as we head throughout the next 5 days. It has a low chance for tropical development. Some systems have it developing into a tropical system and then cutting across Florida. Others have another system coming in and possibly moving it around a little bit. So what you need to know now is, well, there's no tropical system threatening South Texas or Texas as a whole. There's nothing threatening us at the moment. But just remember, hurricane season goes all the way through November 30th. So there's still more that could happen out there in the Atlantic, even though we've already had a nice cold front come through and it's nice, cool, and dry right now. Don't be caught off guard that if in a few weeks we're talking about tropical systems again, or possibly even within a week. We'll keep you updated on all that right here at Kent's 5. Don't forget, we'll be on at noon, 4, 5, 6, and 10. Be sure to join us. We'll have the latest on the forecast as well as news going on across our region. Have a great one.